Shikedo Shane Arohada Kisigi Hodo, the Nebedant, Dr. Boo Nygren. Thursday na asli hodo hanen hichenish ingi. Yat nan hidini de lilto ha de shi. Eta not enigido ha goshin kis olgos. Or how one de shi. Da iso tanigi yat nikidini de lilto. Holoye. Horoshin ha hodoljish. Upcoming holidays or appreciation days. Sunday is March 17, St. Paddy's Day. No, in Le Belagonic Eche. St. Patrick was a Roman who was kidnapped and brought to Ireland as a slave at 16 years old. Ahut end Christianity, the in God bazad ba Hanegia si Yego. Yet Kadeyao Beninacha asi Bahut Ulzin. Eshibenina. On Sunday, wear your green so you don't get pinch. Head and dots higishin beninacha. The Horshid Lord Nila no Senegishin. Neke Cutler go dot lejo be Talado Catolic. Local announcements. Kayenta Healthcare Center will celebrate the opening of the Kayenta Veterans Administration Clinic March 20th, 11 a.m. in Lishi, Walaganaba, Washington, Veteran Administration. Le Chin Liji, Aje Ila, Kat Todenesh, the Sala, Bahayanigido, Mazel, in Bahalodolish, should not eat. Abba Bahonet, Zado, Heshi Ado, the Ne, Bikades, Itolit, Nenegi, Betho, Ishi. Northern Arizona VA healthcare system. Adoshin Aden Khadado Kado Hajoba the Nishtha Dohon Deshnetano Sonche Joshua Ware. She 928-458-8783. Navajo Nation EPA to host a job fair. The job fair will be on March 20th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Navajo Nation Museum. Le Kaya don le Toda Hajon Enigido Nal Kahgi Edashi Aje Benyail Tado Beninache Adaje Sahas Ado Lish environmental specialists, hydrologists, environmental engineers, do geologists. Hot Kanda Dod Nishigi Bedentha Ishi Honda Dot Neslo 928-871-6790 Ado Navajo Nation Sportsman Expo. Next Thursday and Friday, 22nd and 23rd, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Navajo Nation Museum. Eshin le na alje don leda. Hot enigiban hat onshi. Digiban the next ha. Stop. Daryl Begay. 928-225-0358. Auto Navajo Nation TV and film casting for a film crew and native talent. Eshin 25 short films. Le Dal Kidigisa asked Isigo at the Dot Nish Nenigi a Tandish Kill the no song. She Winter Rock Cinemas, March 27, 9 to 4. Tuba City Twin Cinema, March 28, Black Mesa Twin Cinema, March 29, Navajo Nation TV, which is the 928-871-7828. Dot the Nebach Miss Navajo will host extravaganza Easter celebration. Navajo Nation Zoo, March 30th. Ishi walk run 9 a.m. Khahadjishtolit Ishi Ada Tahan Slodo Nika Elshinda Adat Enigi. Eda Honda do Isho Bini Nachadolit. Officer Miss Navajo Honda Hodosle 928-871-6379. The Honenanagi, a missing Navajo people. Chinle District, 45-year-old Sean Wesley Sosi, last seen in Phoenix. Nekhelbada Hozendo, Hodenagado, Khayil Sanet, the Nothnoda. Eshi Chinle, Salabas Anigi, Bijidahadosne, 928-674-211. Do the Nehabat the Nestagi Banda Hotzenigi. Katrina Benali, March 3rd. Has been located and she is safe. She betrayahot eto hawandanatzahat noshim. Vanahan Sheridan Ute was reported missing March 8th and has been located and safe. No. What is happening in the world? An Oscar night, Lily Gladstone and the Osage Dancers drum group were recognized. Leshin potentially Sani and Lenigi Lily Gladstone, but no, the Oscar night had no Leshi Archo Tunnel Anagi Los Angeles the Arishi Bahatol Zenti potentially then Lenigi at Kaha say Yegon Dal Kidigi Allaho Dabatin Enigin Nahasam Macao Dal Kidigi Eshi Hot O Betin Endo Dabnel Edo Le KCZY go neti kwa njeno benin hashahato zenegi sheat and anin dal tehige betsinstles dan lenigi e basht John le just no sel on le kharishi appe bedene bekeye bakad adet ojen intene kade ashon khada honitlo don hitel zenegi be shya hot no ye KCZY ad this time in history, United States Military Academy at West Point turned 222 years old. March 16, 1802, at West Point, Aliyah. It's the oldest military academy, but no. She ad salat so ba ultra Aliyah na KNDN din up on na KNDN see Aliyah do bedina de kuishi the nedan lord over the Ghana that hegi ad da iltra do salat so da slim do 2022 and at the KTNN lenigi Brandon S. Camila but no class of 2022 bachelors in mechanical engineering hoto nal so spell sauce She had on Kisalat so don Kidinet and Law. Ada da Ilka you. Ado on March 3rd, 1891, Congress signed the Forest Reserve Act into law. Shin le Sladina Hedoba Tatina. Edia ne Kaya ba Hayado le thought east or Todo that ni said trains that any railroads that any dot hin the hate any. Le Kayat also de Nilcho Noda, Ebony Nache, Didi, Stadin Hout, so Kinahal credit be his Anne Daila, she been Nacheda, Yellowstone in Wyoming and Lia, do Yosemite in California, do the Quigoshi, out on the National Forest, Beninache has lean, Hoto, do Behani, this time in history, she Ashkinande, Didi. Kaya bike desti do bada huilia do hajodo le khanengi nahata eshimin nachetaila do khonenanagi Navajo life lesson ahujit egot ya ab khodo be khanast ne atani adanil isido danil zahadas nda kedni anen ode yabiga khashina ito lich ohni khayda basan town ina hodoni ebina Annik in Deltze had that noda, Kichiat can Eshiasi Yego, or the Dishjid and Jano Adel no do Anina ha not Anigi Eshiot open than not kin an and kin Deltze nan lish do Eastonson KCAZ gon Silo in sin a Strashido ad and na hodon nilta a hot end. Dobach di nata bintra aho yanda na hodo nilha nenigi eshin hot nan kinigi bid nilim aho jit egot ya hot Navajo life lesson nanadolish. A few of the week's accomplishments. Navajo Nation averted the shutdown of victims' services through a $750,000 grant agreement with the UNHS. This will continue to provide services for support victims of crime, to advocate for our survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault. Dishi in le Washington, no based on Kitchaholia, le Utah Navajo Health System, Chahodol Nish, Chaita, Ajeta, and Nishto, Beninach Aita, the Nendad, Nishgibe, the Halonigi, Ea Hot O, Shandad, Nishgi, the Bedinard O. So but Jehoda dil nilto ajashi injano yen da dol nishhat no hot beda anishigi ba heta nitsin ado Mitten Rock auto shop business site lease signing naki tais kanda Monday dan the mobis kanda aden Daryl do Lucinda George shana ajon le Red Valley hut on juno ba da dil nilto beni nachen juno chedbe ke enal enigi ke baha do soto in nache nedat edel huinzo baha da dil yan juno shi edat o lil huinzo beni nache standard nez nana benash nishnoi se yego de kushina hut obeda enishon juno ashon ba da ilia Aro Navajo Nation and City of Page Mutual Aid Agreement. Le da inisha da Page adet khada shahan le Page basalaudan lenigi don hid the Neb Washington basalaud lenigi hajon also sadalia al khilin da deal nishto nin salaudon hin salaudo behez ani si yego hajo al khilin dej nisho hut o al khan del rodon kidne hoyt nedan lenigi كده need eat or no not so sadalia do heating and air conditioning upgrades for Red Mesa, Nayeezy, 2 Grey Hills and Tisna's bus hot khadalia do be lansli do ishi hodina wishing ade that the niche to listo heating and cooling be hos kazigi do be hos to hagi sibiche na hot nanigi ishi hot Ade balchida dos nile hoto senior centers njono honne na honnes do na hos kazo le hoto but that days nishto le Although Oak Springs hosted a groundbreaking for chapter renovation Beshma an Brenda Jesus yana ganigi ni nacha ashon le Washington le beson kitchen holia chapter renovation do kitchen say hajol chedol nil khain zombini nacha the renovations will increase the size of the chapter by 1,500 square feet. Antschadole jo alsedinit anadain 1974 sta sladina khayadam hot onit bini nachenjano alchenaliago in le lanatle do birthdays do veterans meeting do health fairs that enigibin bonet lidole noya ade de shaten sene ade Oak Springs chapter ashon an le shanad neshigi letter shay yish khaishi bin nacha ba hadan sendele ade kedahanat enigi Oak Spring shin jono na khandot to bin nacha jono ho atlanna da hotle to le digi ado bahad lehege 2.8 million Shihunella Bahalle and Jono Harold Nilo Beninach, Sankadene, Arshin Daz Nestole, Chenel Neho, Dihodo Lash, Chenel Neho Easi, Shesiat Ese, Hot Beninach, Nen Kedenen Daz Neshle, Beninach, Ashoy, Bekede, Canada, Hot Hot, than the Isnitone, let him pound a burritos, Banda Nigi Aden, the Isnis Ebina, Shesiat Ese, did Haida need that though Haida the base of which holding to Beninach, the Nendaz Neshle, Beninach, and Le Ashoan KKWRK peso, Tada the Dele, Hot Obans, this case. Although major projects I'm working on, Navajo Veterans Administration pushes for New Mexico clinics. Bobby Baldwin, Le Arizona, the Halo, Besinda House, Anigi, hot New Mexico, Jinjano, Besindaz Arle, no, Director Baldwin, Ishi Ada, New Mexico Secretary of Affairs, Brigadier General Jameson Herrera, hot Yisna Hasnip, Ishi hot open, Nada hat Arle, Ado. RICA passed the U.S. Senate with a 69-person bipartisan majority. RICA len nkedned and lenigi so bandast in do post 71 se yega bachinda hoitnane juno kadeshe aye hawan bachonado the representatives and lenigi kinnahal kade Washington lanada aslioshin juno do le no ben nada hat Navajo Nation working on 12 ARPA projects. Hot on le Shanad Neshgi Tom Platero and they had a deal little hate la Jano ba peso ba otan lenigi ed kislo abahazini hodo le nenigi that's esta 121 million but no yen kilna hasne she hodo basis do a teen cheda dos nilo teen beso babaja da dos legi si be cases hot ojo neha ede shishil has anigi hui jindenen da hasne a teen da hit oral chedo lech nenigi Dide besol la benanels do shortfalls at nenigi eshi hot yat etel eshi budget and finance which hot nil do eshi degona hot de she shishanado aso be la de shlet hinzo ben da hat agan. Division of Social Services is working on team building between programs. Hot on le tanaf do el keep that nenigin jano hisna anishto Division of Social Services bitin da has anigi hajol chin da has neto hajol chin anish hisna anisho anehi the net are slaho kahigi hajo bakado was no egin daz nishlo. Our meet and greets le Las Vegas Adena Shande le the Reservation Economic Summit this year ended the nebach slijdan le shlatin doba shladnezetin doba hone la you dakhe hot National Center for American Indian Enterprise Development 2 days Adena Shande ade khastri do dit hode the never cave card dit up de nil nista bedini jo the never Washington shut the end shigido begin si ape so de be hon ni ebeni na dit in dit in ne kishi hot lot bin das nicht no hot hasti standard 5,000 registered people for the conference hone la ad the Holland only the cheat leadership meeting so a Friday and the Kushi the chapter officials dan Linigido the Nesla kid at and again Janobit how do upcoming events Navajo Police Academy hey is class of 59 7 new police officers in Wonderup hot Edelis New Mexico State Basketball Championships Tahatchee versus Santa Fe Indian School. Kirtland Central versus Gallup. Navajo Prep. St. Michael's. Bendan dasne. Bendan Farmington versus Sandia dasne. Wisconsin Championship Games Saturday at that. And again. Western and Northern Agency Council meeting Saturday then hotso do shiprock si juno shabonne zandashi adena shado si nan yan kelchin hoda jothin danedo Western and Northern Agency Council meetings khatnas nildan linigi same day she abenish anito Hate order she adahon slone to that shabiga hasheto shabahodan sin as a yeg hode satin the nehoden khadina tanin the hot in schedule same day hot hades been asi shanan tase hot energy ada abenish anito adana sharu Eshibe hodo yat eto hehen hidini de hodo the nebenant Dr. Nygren hojet the mon nahol jisho nikil nashne do the ho nesigido but the enishigi eshinkhata och kesgi hehen hidini de nda isi yoltsi do aden kedenedan denigi kil nadalne Aroshin jo atada hosliado alkidad not indo ayo sarbe elchiyadalki the bansa KCAZ the neni linigi yo the naskon jono be yika kamadon hejadon hinalado Celadon dejedo den kedan linigi asho ndal sehoda beso do biga hashi da tenda ashia yat eto yoninchne stasha hodo nilto hejo alchiyat kede edende si a Jane Juno na yilnal. Eshibe a hehen kedini dolit hodo the nebenant Dr. Nygren next week nana shidolit do halkidanot don't begin hildalon Jonon kikinada hojutlo na de no katolit ebe a hehen kedini dolit hodo habenesh anito shata inishto nhid etanot enigida hot oshada inishinda bedishni si yego the nebachin da hui nanigi ethin bachin da hunt ado peso da tendo halit olchide ben yen na de shlelo hanli shalchin khar shike da hat enigi Epansida kesabini nachich enda to khandashin that in date in a joke at the Nebo Washington de need gedam peshma has antha nas neledo net order not ani dan lenigi kenda shisho aho yanda jonon khato niso ala kenda do tahom ebedo le community e hot oshi khen kedini do hogone
Ja, good afternoon. Kudo kujanal kyo kudo nikhinda huilne adon the president ehon gitlas na na president vice president kudo Washington the kudo ho nilge ben gitna da huilne na hits indulishdi urban mitchell ehon chia tolichi in slonsi was sinki ani da suche nagahne da sunala division of community development yes na this on kunzas holjes do ajita inisikia 110 chapters so it need Washington yesterday diki do da kuja community development aja isato CPM DVD no da do da community housing program ito aja need go da pa chons ya ko which in it's ARPA Washington that base ni hecha koni trant nege bin nach hit now echido on the base the indas go how echido no based on it holya do community development knit section 3 no 211 million in it holya chapter and community project no basically give money to other the base ones and but has sogoya 24 council base betrasni 8.8 million chapters was IDIQ no hindi ka the kid the son nerge inish and equipment heavy equipment okay not HD okay work order number 3 no do kit no taho kudo IDIQ give ne each chapter has a different projects within their own region on the base ones so base 8.8 million under section 3 under section 10 chit housing is no one 50 million banija no or FQ no request for qualification December January sonda izneligi proposal adult Kate not but anante interview that last week how they need to one modular home manufacturing stick home it's under so get 24 regions just a little bit over 2.2 million Hawaniki is in the later chapter that how they nada a DCD portal is no other Ijigi the Yilla don't the Tratna days that Ijigi Kadasi nil don't the nail Ashane Yati Bagada Hot Haki home site leases without no so what are in the Kitty Ilya Nasco Joshin Yati Hawanigi Isahi Haned La space of big thought partners on the basements and which are not natural other Rela Ehmabad or Nila negation in later the June, July, so $100 on the Section 3 under the ARPA program. Under Section 11, bathroom addition, 150 million. We gave a contract to Navajo Engineering. Based on thus far they did like 93 bathroom addition. The work order 4 we're going to probably issue it here pretty soon in the amount of 304 bathroom addition. So the 150 million they need to do like between 1,500 to 2,000 bathroom addition. Base of Washington and KGAK ARPA but no. Don't partners and look at bit unique so the CIP plan no anna khapik a peso FY25 budget based on load na that zogi is on the capital budget is a holia so there's none of the other stakeholders or wave in the section quite this year that need no a chapter ICIP update of need is niche don't it could have based on nada so got icon is it a cut or the agent knowledge on the they don't no other can't not a corner even installed it's all got on the CIP plan on the New Mexico ICIP plan so just also your told that based upon that other chapter the emergency plan but no I need to basically only 35,000 each chapter to address some emergencies quite that's on the cachet and the dash that no chapter object that yeah other resolution because the emergency plan that constant national storage but no a chapter gives that yeah although FY24 budget bill is not based on each of the chapters. It did not be losing Queens no the arches other at the chapter 2 the LGA amendments is like been dealing no between each chapter holiday din nada a be last lean the title 26 ato yo na kasta kadeya hasha that the castida base on it well, yeah, other file management system is no a chapter you daily niche has only yaje be the niche a basis no if it no alla chi tol ido de kan queen so a file management system esto to update another nata 2010 اللي هذا إيش بنينا إيش لو هذا ويا إن أنا هذا شيء تديده أتو جو نرناه إيه هو أصله إياه بنيل نشتغل الخاص إيه دي أجا chapter قلنا خاجة إيش هذا إيه ما تاني ده بنام بتفكير دول تيجي كده بتاع النيش ده نوشين أجا بس يطلع لنا دول أنا أشياء أنا كده شيء دول الكدوشة بيت أنيجي أنا أتسوي يا بي بيكروفيشن thank you very much.
Yate, this is Michael Anderson, the Executive Division Director for Public Safety, as appointed by Dr. President Nygren. Want to say good afternoon. Hope everybody's doing well today. I just want to talk about our police department's actually going to be graduating 7 new officers tomorrow here in Window Rock. So want to send out a congratulations to them. The event's going to be publicized. You're welcome to come and watch the event at the museum auditorium tomorrow morning about 10 o'clock. The public is welcome. Everyone come and support the officers, the 7 new officers that are graduating. And then there'll be a reception afterwards in the Fort Defiance School. So you're welcome to, again, to come support the graduation of 7 new police officers. They come from class number 59. Our officers go through an academy. It's a 26-week academy, 26 weeks of training that goes from basic academic matters like writing reports, interviewing, interacting with people, as well as, more technical skills that you generally associate with law enforcement. Driving, pursuit driving, emergency driving, use of their firearms, handcuffing, hand-to-hand, tactical use of force, those type of things that you normally would expect of a police officer. So they go through all elements of ultimately becoming a police officer. And after they complete that 26 weeks, they actually go on to additional 14 weeks of what's called FTO, field training, with an FTO officer, a field training officer, who are generally experienced officers who've been on the road, veteran officers who have some tenure in with the police departments. And ultimately they teach them and utilize the skills that they learned in the academy, as well as gain experience from the officers who've been on the road as to how to utilize the skills they learned in the classroom or in the training program, so that as they continue their career, generally careers will last about 20 years, but some officers stay on for quite some more time. And those are our dedicated officers that have been with the Law Enforcement Division of Public Safety for some time. So want to send our accolades out to those individuals who help our officers grow and become better in their skills. And on top of that, even after an officer graduates and goes through field training, they still have to maintain their accreditation by doing annual training to refresh what they learned in the academy or what they learned on the road, or learn new skills. So they go through training. Sometimes it's at the local level with returning back to the Navajo Police Academy, or they go in with other agencies and maybe do joint training at state facilities or with other Indian tribes, as well as with other federal entities as well, learning those skills and updates and becoming to be better police officers. So a lot goes into becoming a police officer. This academy, class number 59, which is being led by Lieutenant Nettie City and her crew at the academy, have molded these individuals into becoming fine police officers for the Navajo Nation. I'm going to mention the particular training officers real quickly. The officers include Officer Grant Keems, Sergeant Lucy Dan, Sergeant Crystal Thin, Sergeant Carlton Jim, and Officer Chad Yazzie, who assist Lieutenant at City in that academy, as well as on time to time other officers from within the Navajo Police Force or even other outside entities come in, or other departments that come in and assist in that training to give those officers a well-rounded, well-balanced training program. During that 26 weeks, those training elements change from week to week. So again, here are the 7 officers. There are 7 officers. It started out with 12, and we're graduating 7 of them. That includes Vernon Chi, who's going to be going back to the Chinle District, Artie Johnson from the Delcon District, Roy Lulana from the Tuba City District, April Morris, Delcon District, Jonathan Robertson, Chinle District, Vincent Sosi, with the Window Rock District and Lake and Wanika with the Delcon District. I want to send out a personal congratulations to those officers as they take on the responsibilities and take the oath tomorrow. Judge Cindy Thompson will be conducting the oath of office for those officers. And they're going to be out there helping to promote the ideals of public safety for the Division of Public Safety, as well as for the Department of Law Enforcement and our Navajo Police. So, to our officers. I'll also take this opportunity to encourage you out there in the general public, at your chapter level and your community level. We need more applicants, not only in law enforcement, we need them in our fire and rescue. We need them in our ambulatory EMS services, emergency medical services. We need them in our Department of Corrections, our Department of Emergency Management. We're looking for the opportunity to increase employment. We have vacant spots. So if you know a young man or young woman who is looking to start a career, the Division of Public Safety welcomes those applicants to apply and see if go through the academy, as well as there are other positions within the Navajo Nation. I'm not totally familiar with what the requirements are, but like, for instance, game and fish officers or rangers that are there with the Division of Natural Resources, and even Environmental Protection Agency are looking for officers to be trained and ultimately employed in those departments and divisions, and they work together for the common good of the Navajo people. So I extend my appreciation on behalf of Dr. Nygren to all of those individuals within the Division of Public Safety, from our line staff to our certified officers, for the job that you do in helping protect our Navajo Nation and the people that live here and the people that travel through here. I know that Dr. Nygren is very proud of your success, and we look forward to working with you. So, Ede, I wanted to say thank you once again. Help us promote the opportunity for recruitment of new people that we can utilize in the Division of Public Safety. And if you can't make it to the graduation, or at least take the time when you can to extend an appreciation out to those officers, those people within the Division of Public Safety, be that Department of Correction, Law Enforcement, Emergency Management, Emergency Medical Services, or Fire and Rescue, as part of our Division of Public Safety. So that is it. Again, this is Michael Anderson, your Executive Division Director for Public Safety. Have a good day.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Effie Etzity, the Executive Director for the Office of the Navajo Tax Commission. I'm Kiani, born for Topahan, coming from Nash City, New Mexico. So one of the first things I would like to report on for our office is our 2024 revenue tax collection report. So as of this morning, taking the totals of our tax revenue, I will break it down by quarter. Right now we are in the second quarter of 2024 for Navajo Nation fiscal year. So for our sales tax, non-retail, this is going to be our professional services and construction contracts. We have collected 15.6 million, and that is sales tax, non-retail. Our tobacco products tax, as of today, we collected 38,222. Our possessory interest tax, now this is a tax on the right-of-ways and coal mine leases, business site leases. We've collected $217,165 for our oil and severance tax. To date, we've collected, for second quarter, we collected $1,004,689. Our business activity tax, we've collected $1,513,887. Our fuel excise tax, we've collected $1,930,323. Our hotel occupancy tax, for this quarter, we've collected $332,886. Sales tax, retail, this is our brick and mortar stores on the Navajo Nation convenience stores and grocery stores and establishments as those. We've collected $3,714,184. Our junk food tax, for this quarter, we've collected $544,263. Alcohol tax, $19,217. So our total collections for second quarter, again, this is going to be for January, February, and March. We've collected $24,949,152. For the first quarter, this would have been October, November, December of last year. In that quarter, we collected $37.8 million. So currently, total overall, our collection as of this morning, $62,823,835. So we've collected 56 of our projected tax revenue collection for fiscal year 2024. So I like to consider that we are on track for our tax collections. For general funds, monies that are deposited directly into general funds is our sales tax, non-retail. It's half of the overall collections. So $7,817,000 went into general funds. Our tobacco products tax, the entire amount of $38,000 went into general funds. Possessory interest tax, the $217,000 also went into general funds. Oil and severance, $1,004,687, and business activity tax, $1.5 million went into general funds. So our total deposits for general funds second quarter is $10,591,120. So for our collections for second quarter general funds deposits, we are at 54% of our projection. So again, I believe we're on track on that. We are halfway through the fiscal year. So those are some good numbers to report on. And just as a reminder, our overall projection for fiscal year 2024 is $111 million. So we are we've collected about 50% of that so far. Some of the items that I am working on for a tax commission, of course, is the solar renewable energy tax. At the moment, our tax attorney, he has been working diligently on the draft. We have identified which taxes would be applicable to the construction, the production, and also the sale of solar energy. There are some areas that need some clarification still, excuse me, such as definitions, what the tax will be imposed on, and of course, what the rate of the tax will be, who will be responsible for filing and paying the tax to our office, and also if there will be any possible credits and exemptions and exclusions. We will be reviewing the states of New Mexico, Arizona, and Utah to see how they administer their solar tax program. And take a look at the structure, the rate, and the administration of it to see if we can, if there are some areas that we can mirror. Another item that our office is working on is the tobacco products tax. I've mentioned this in a couple of previous reports. There's a proposed legislation on tobacco products tax to increase the tax rates on the current products. So we are taking a look at the different rates on the different products. In addition, there's discussion on implementing the tobacco products tax on electronic smoking devices. These are going to be like your vape pens and items as those. My office is currently researching this segment of the draft, and it's quite involved because we're looking at other tribal taxation programs to see how they address taxing the electronic smoking devices. And we're also looking at New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, also Texas and Nevada to see how they are implementing this tax. And it's addressing taxation on the electronic smoking devices. So currently, these electronic smoking devices are being taxed under the Navajo Nation sales tax of 6%. So we're going to be moving one item into another tax, under another tax. So it's going to be quite involved. We have to take a look at all of the different angles on it. Taking a look at the stakeholders and how it'll be administered and filed and paid to our office. So we're still tweaking the language and procedures on that part of it. Another area I'm working on is Amazon. You probably heard in previous reports. I'll be setting up the next round of meetings with the company Amazon. My goal is to have the company implement the Navajo Nation tax in place of the state taxes. This is not going to be a quick turnaround. It's quite involved. There's certain steps that we have to go through before we actually get there to the implementation of it. There's several conditions that have to be met before we can proceed to the online taxation. I'm up for the challenge in this initiative, and I hope to move forward on it soon. And it's not just targeting Amazon, it'll be targeting online sales general. And you have to think companies such as probably eBay, Walmart, things that we have delivered here to the nation. So this online taxation program is going to be affecting those areas. We will not be sending our tax monies back to the states. It's going to be coming back here to the Navajo Nation. Another area I am also working on is revising the tax statutes and regulations. Some of these tax statutes and regulations they were written back in the late 1970s, and so I need to update them to get them to flow a little bit easier as far as the administration of it, getting the taxes paid to our office. There are some things, of course, technology change, and so we're going to try to add in. Eventually, the goal is to be able to e-file with our office and to get rid of the hundreds of sheets of papers that we get every day. So I will be revising the tax statutes and regulations, and this is going to be affecting the Uniform Tax Administration Statute, the tax regulations, fuel excise tax, and the business activity tax. And currently, our open vacancies at our office, still have a couple of positions that I would like to fill. One of them is the tax auditor position. We have interviewed for it, and hopefully we'll be making a decision soon on that. The second one is a tax compliance officer position. We did interview and we hired a new person in that capacity, but I do have one open, so I will be posting that soon, so please be checking the DPM website for that. And lastly, I would like to thank my ONTC staff, the Office of Navajo Tax Commission. We have well over 4,000 taxpayers, and reviewing those files each and every day, it gets pretty daunting. and to have our accounting team be responsible for data input on the checks and getting them deposited down here at OOC, to my audit department, who's diligently going through their assignments and scheduling field audits on several of our companies for audits this year. So a huge thank you to my administrative team, my support team. I have 2 office specialists, Elisa and Chastity. Thank you. Huge thank you to Raquel, my IT person. My accounting department, I have Larietta and Stan. Thank you for your hard work. Auditors, my principal account auditor, Lawrence. I have Laverne and Regina as senior tax auditors. Thank you. And Edward Chi as a tax auditor. Thank you for all of the hard work you've been putting in. Compliance department, Tania, Cheryl, and Cynthia. Thank you so much for all the work that you've been doing, working with taxpayers and contending with all the desk audits. And I do have a handful of temporaries that have been assisting our office for the past 6 months. They're working on our scanning and backup of all the taxpayer files. Huge thank you to Shania, Aiden, Emily, and Tanisha. Thank you.
Yeah, hope you all can hear me. Thank you for joining us today during President Nygren's and Vice President's live. I am really excited to be here. I've actually missed being on this segment for a little bit, and I think one of the challenges we always experience when we're on the road as directors is the connection. So I missed the last segment, so I'm here this time around and just glad to be here. Yat a she senjikinin shle tetna bisni bashish chin tetna jini dashiche tabahan dashinale legi twade ayisade nasha. Good afternoon, everybody, far and near. I want to start to share some information about our division. I work with the Division of Human Resources and work very closely with 10 of our programs and a number of oversight committees to share information about where we're at, how we're doing. And I'll get started with vital records. Vital records, the last update that we have, official count for December 31st, 1923, listen to me, 2023 is the enrollment was 417,021 Navajo members. We do see that growing. We have a number of challenges that we experience with shared CIBs. Some of the agencies might have individuals who have duplicate IDs or shared CIBs. And so as we begin to continue resolving those cases, we'll find out more about the accuracy of that number. But I want to say there's probably over 200 shared CIBs, and those get addressed regularly. We just completed our agency council meetings. This past weekend we were at, or 2 weekends ago, we were at Eastern Agency. This weekend we're going to be up at Northern Agency with Dr. KWRK, and then we're going to be over at Western Agency with, I want to say, Mr. Ketzel. So looking forward to these events and where we share with our elected community leaders, if they're presidents, vice presidents, and secretaries, and then also their agency leadership. Aside from that, when we give community updates, we have our staff reaching out to chapters and visiting with chapters. I want to say they finished about 18 reports to chapters, which are the primary stakeholders on our nation, aside from elected leadership. So that's something that our division is going out and making an effort to connect with our community members. As we go forward, we see in the coming months that the budget cycle will be starting soon. So there's a lot of work to be done there. Aside from ARPA, we have internal funds that we work with, general funds to look at. And so those are some of the efforts that are happening internally. The schedule will get organized by leadership, and then we'll all contribute to where our programs are, and identify needs and the gaps in our programs, and then work with the budget committee to figure out how we can get our needs met here in our departments. Some of the really critical programming that we have that is important to share is also with workforce development. We're going to be launching our summer work experience program, and so that program is going to be shared soon if it's not already available. And during this time, it's an opportunity for either young adult students to come forward and learn and get the hands-on skills that are needed to really develop into career positions if they are here with the government or even outside the government. Some of our young people look forward to these experiences where they can not only just earn a little bit of money, but they get to get hands-on experience within the departments. We also work with staff training and development. So staff training and development will go with us to the agency meetings and provide information about what types of trainings are available. Often it's, to help improve customer service delivery, or something that has to do with software platforms that are needed within the nation, for all ages, all skill ranges. So take a look at their website. One of the programs that are available also is for the grant. So I believe that happened already, but I'm sure that they had much success with it. But keep an eye out for their program. They'll probably continue offering more opportunities to do this. We are also taking a lot of time to collaborate within the nation. Coming to the nation has taught me a lot. Often when you're outside looking in and you're wanting to make contributions or to help become part of the solution, it's always a challenge to be able to give your ideas and your contributions. But since being on board, I've really focused on the importance of collaborations and supporting one another in different departments. So we've been working closely with Division of Social Services and helping, because of Vital Records, we're helping with the Homeowner Assistance Fund resources, making sure that Vital Records prepares the supporting information to ensure applications get processed. We're also working with the outreach program to all of our urban sites. We've been to a number of places: Phoenix, Tucson, Flagstaff, Albuquerque, Denver, and Salt Lake. And that has been a really, really great experience. A lot of Navajo relatives are out in urban areas, and we had a chance to meet and reconnect with them. We also are starting something new, building bridges, a collaboration through the workforce developments and higher institutions, both here in the nation and a lot of nonprofit programs, making sure that we reach out and talk to participants who can come in and either work through the workforce program or else begin their career here with Navajo Nation. We're also continue to resolve those shared CIB issues. We support Division of Social Services in the reducing the verification time for census verification for any of our students who are not our students, for our minors who are in the middle of court cases. We are also working closely with chapters on their capacity building 110, ensuring that people have access to training opportunities. Earlier you heard from Director Anderson, who was talking about emergency management, and we're supporting their efforts as well. So making sure that we help things move along and make it happen. And then our continue to have and support our mandatory trainings that are needed in the workplace to reduce either sexual harassment situations, to address issues of bullying, retaliation, and then for those who needed some of the safety information that's important. So there's quite a bit that's going on within the Division of Human Resources. Anytime you need to reach us, you can come to our website, check that out, or you can give our office a call. Again, we have 10 different programs. If you go to the Human Resources primary website, it'll connect you to any of those resources there. But thank you so much, Akihat and Skago. You guys have a great week. Don't forget to get registered to vote. It's a very important year, and just ask you to reach out to our elections office for any questions. Thank you, Akihat.